Hello, everybody. We're doing our Bible study here. We do reading the Bible here every day, getting through the whole Bible. We're up to 27 of the book of First Chronicles, and we're going to open up in prayer today. So get your Bibles to First Chronicles 27. Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. Baruch Shem Kivo Mahuto Leolam Vaed. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh is our Elohim, Yahweh is one. And you should love Yahweh with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And have these words which I command you this day be upon your heart. And you shall teach them diligently to your children, and speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you retire, and when you arise. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and let them be frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorpost of your house and upon your gate. All right. So we are reading the 27th chapter of First Chronicles, looking at the military commands and the divisions that David had set up for his son Solomon. This is the list of the Israelite generals and captains and their officers who served the king by supervising the army of divisions that were on duty each month of the year. Each division served for 1 month and had 24,000 troops. Jashobeam, son of Zabdiel, was commander of the first division, 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the first month. He was a descendant of Perez and was in charge of all the army officers for the first month. Dodai, a descendant of Ahoah, was commander of the second division, 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the second month. Mikloth was his chief officer. Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, the priest, was commander of the third division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the third month. This was the Benaiah who commanded David's elite military group known as the 30. His son, Ammizabad, was his chief officer. Asahel, brother of Joab, was the commander of the fourth division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the fourth month. Asahel was succeeded by Zabdiel. Shammah, the Israelite who commanded the 5th division of 24,000 troops, which was on the duty during the 5th month. Ira, son of Ikish from Tekoa, was the commander of the 6th division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the 6th month. Helzer, a descendant of Ephraim from Pilori, was commander of the 7th division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the 7th month. Sabaki, a descendant of Zerah from Hishar, was commander of the 8th division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the 8th month. Abiezer of Antoth, the territory of Benjamin, was commander of the 9th division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the 9th month. Malkarari, a descendant of Zechariah from the Nipath, was commander of the 10th division of 24,000 troops, which was on during the 10th month. So we're up to verse 14 of verse 14. Benaiah from Plathron of Ephraim was commander of the 11th division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the 11th month. Helid, a descendant of Orthaniel from Niprith, was commander of the 12th division of 24,000 troops, which was on duty during the 12th month. So we see everything is in order. David had everything set up for Solomon to take over and build the temple and to be at peace as Yahweh promised he would be. The leaders of the tribes are following, verse 16, the following were the tribes of Israel and their leaders. Reuben, the tribe, and the leader was Eleazar, son of Zachary. Simon, Shephethah, son of Makkah. Levi, the leader was Hesabah, son of Camille. Aaron the priest, The leader was Zadok. Judah, the leader was Elihu, a brother of David. Issachar, the leader was Omar, son of Michael. Zebulon, the leader was Ishmaiah, son of Obadiah. Naphtali, the leader was Jeremoth, son of Azriel. Ephraim, the leader was Hosea, son of Asarah. Manasseh, the leader was Joel, son of Benaiah. Manasseh, so that was Manasseh on the west, and Manasseh on the east. The leader was Idu, son of Zechariah. Benjamin, the leader was Jasiel, son of Abner. Dan, the leader was Azriel, son of Jeroboam. These were the leaders of the tribe of Israel. Verse 23, when David took a census, he did not count those who were younger than 20 years of age, because Yahweh had promised to make the Israelites as numerous as the stars in the heaven. Job, son of Zurah, began the census, but never finished it because of the anger of Yahweh fell on Israel. The total number was never recorded in King David's official records. And the note here says, King David's official records were historical documents kept in the royal archives with other official records. They no longer exist. And then we see in verse 25, the officials in David's kingdom. Azareth, son of Adil, was in charge of the palace treasures. Jonathan, son of Uzziah, was in charge of the regional treasures throughout the towns, villages, and fortresses of Israel. Verse 26, Ezra, son of Caleb, was in charge of the field workers who farmed the king's lands. Verse 27 says, Shemiel and Ramiah were in charge of the king's vineyards. Zabdiel from Zephan was responsible for the grapes and supplies of wine. 28, Behel Hanan from Garda was in charge of the king's olive groves and sycamore fig trees in the foothills of Judah. Joash was responsible for the supplies of olive oil. Verse 29, Shithra from Sharon was in charge of the cattle of the Sharon plain. Sapathiah, son of Athali, was responsible for the cattle in the valleys. In verse 30, Obel, the Ishmaelite, was in charge of the camels. Jedediah from Menorath was in charge of the donkeys. 31, Jaaz, the Higrite, was in charge of the king's flocks of sheep and goats. All these officials were overseers of King David's property. And in verse 32, it says, Jonathan, David's uncle, was a wise counselor to the king, a man of great insight, and a scribe. Zabdiel, the Hamakite, was responsible for teaching the king's sons. And the Portol was the royal advisor. Hoshi, the Archite, was the king's friend. In verse 34, it says, Antipol was succeeded by Jedidiah, son of Abinath, by Abbasith. Joab was commander of the king's army. And a note for 33 and 34 says, when Absalom rebelled against David, Ambathel betrayed David and joined the rebellion. Hushi pretended loyalty to Absalom, and his advice caused Absalom's downfall. So we see here again, all in the books of Chronicles, everything that happened directly or indirectly, and all the lines and everything else. We have 2 more chapters to read here from First Chronicles. Not rushing through it, doing a chapter every day, but read more. Don't stop now. Read some Proverbs and Psalms every day, and so on. And keep reading your word. Read it every day. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me for this Bible reading. Have a blessed day, everybody. And we'll be back tomorrow with another Bible reading, Yah willing. Have a blessed day today, and shalom, shalom.